Folks, welcome to Thursday Night Stock Charts Live. This is Bob Desmond, and what we're going to talk about tonight is a personal issue, which I'm sure you're going to get a laugh out of. I think. Then we're going to go over to economic data this week. We're going to go over the Fed's balance sheet. What have they been up to this week? We're going to talk about Fed Chair Bullard's comments today, how decisive he was with regards to inflation. And we'll go over the weekly charts. We'll take his chart requests. We're going to talk. We're going to chat. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry. First, I want to begin with this. I needed eyeglass cleaner because I wear eyeglasses. So I usually have a bunch of this, but it's all gone now. Not that I used it. It's just simply all gone. So I'm up in the kitchen and I see a bottle. Eyeglass cleaner. Can you see it there? I think you can see it there. Anyway, so for the past 2 days, I've been spraying my eyeglasses with eyeglass cleaner. Then prior to going live, apparently somebody put in dog deodorant. They wrote on it dog deodorant. It even says shake well. So for the past 2 days, I've been spraying my glasses with apparently dog deodorant. I had no idea there was a dog deodorant, but this is the story of my life. So another tale of woe, sharing with the entire globe. I hold nothing back here, nothing but sincere honesty. And frankly, the dog deodorant works pretty well. I would love to say it worked poorly. I was rather surprised that it wasn't the real stuff. So with that, let's say hello to people. John Spencer, hello from not down under, New Zealand. Well, it's technically down under, right? Michael Anthony Carter, Bob, thanks for responding to me on Twitter. You bet, brother. I guess the market junkies got another stimulus. It's not that. It's not the stimulus. It's not that. We could talk about that. I think that's a great point to bring up. We'll talk about it when we go over the weekly charts of the major averages, why I think they're moving up higher. It looks very, very bullish, I got to say. Very, very bullish. Paul Hem. Good point, though, Michael. We'll talk about it. That's funny. Yeah. Crazy. I just realized it a minute ago before I went live. I put daffodil bulbs that someone left in my kitchen. So okay. Anthony. Hey, Bob, you're my best. Is that a take on Forrest Gump? You're my best friend. Talon. What's up, brother? Good to see you. I thought you thought the bulbs were shallots? I could see that happening. Okay. All right, let's get to it. Let's go to the charts. Actually, no. Let's pay the bills first. Hold on one second. Okay. For those folks that are new out there, you know that I hawk for those folks over at the very good folks over at I got to share my screen first. That'll help, Bob. Over at TrendSpider. Folks, please, if you're not currently using automated trading software, you need to automate your grunt work, speed up your technical analysis, and improve your accuracy. How do you do that? By using their trade alerts. Also, reduce costly analytical mistakes by using their trade alerts as well. I use them all the time. I will be using their trade alerts tonight. So stick around for a demo and find winning chart setups with their scanners. Very, very good scanners. I use it all the time. Head on over to the website. If you watch this on Twitter, it's above in the link tree. I don't think I put it in the video description area below, But head on over to their website. I'll pop the link into the chat box, and I'll bring up my discount code. This is the cheapest price on the web. 35CON. 35CON is their discount code. You want to take a minute. You want to head on over. Take a look at their, where is it? They have a 7-day free trial offer. That's not what I wanted to click on. This is what I wanted to click on. They have a bunch of really great tutorials. Folks, the automated trend lines alone are a major, major time saver for me. I do an entire show using their automated trend lines. I wouldn't be able to do it, or else it would take me an hour and a half to do the entire show. Last week, it was like 2 hours, but that was really like me going full steam potato pontificating. Trend Spider, check it out. You won't regret it. 7-day free trial offer. I give it away free to silver and gold level members too, the Contrarian Trader. Let's talk economic data. Okay. Let's go to some comments. All right. All right. So some of you guys are talking amongst yourselves. That's cool. Larry went big on Fedex today, Bob. Oh, good for you. Good for you. I forgot all about that. I was watching it was oversold. I did not look at it today. Let's make note of that. I'm going to go over Netflix. I was looking at the Trend Spider there. As a matter of fact, I have it up here. Their Twitter feed earlier. And this chart caught my eye. And I'll share it with you. This is Netflix. This is a daily chart, I believe. Yes, a daily chart. Cup with handle formation. It's not a classic cup with handle formation, but we're not geniuses here. It's good enough. It's close enough. So it's a very nice looking chart. I haven't gone over my version of a top-down analysis, meaning monthly, weekly, daily chart yet, to give you my final decision on whether or not I'm going to trade it. But judging from the daily chart right now, it looks pretty good. So we'll go over FedEx. We have, I'm waiting for people to pop on here, so I'm kind of killing time for a moment. Then we're going to get started. I got to go to the members area. Do I have? Oh, I do. Franklin's so excited about Joe. Joe is the ETF for coffee. He's so excited about it. He entered it twice. So who am I to argue? Joe. FedEx. I'm going to talk to you about a trade we did on the heck was it? Jesus Christ. Hold on one second. We booked DPZ, Domino's Pizza. I can't believe I drew a blank. I'm going to talk to you about that trade. And members, I'm going to put the alert. I didn't realize it got filled on an alert today. I was trying to decide whether or not to roll out of our NUGT covered call trade. I did. I'll talk about that a little later. So I didn't put it in the chat. I didn't realize it got hit until after hours. So I'll share that with you. But we did roll out of that covered call position, and I'll share with you the details of that trade. John Spencer. If I have time to pick your top favorite one, though, John, okay? I'm going to go over the dollar and the VIX anyway, so we'll go with the TTT, okay? Michael, I can't believe the VXX is going to get leg down. More FSB. Yeah, I think the S&P 500 is going up higher. We have retail sales tomorrow, folks. So remember, I always say this, and this is not for the benefit of those folks that are on here right now chatting. Hello, Jody. Paul, hello. But for those that are not familiar with what we're doing here tonight, We're going to go over the weekly charts, a snapshot in time as of now to give us an indication only of how we might close out the week. One trading day left to go. Right now, I'm telling you, this market looks like it's ready to burst out higher. Paul, TLS. Okay. You looked at this like a month ago. TLS? Okay. One of the calls. Okay. All right. So we got all the comments. All right, good. So we're caught up. So let's talk. We talked about a little bit about Netflix. Let's go to economic data. All right. So somebody asked earlier, is the market going up because of the spending bill? No, I don't think it is. Nancy Pelosi, who usually looks very arrogant and full of herself, didn't look that way today. I'm looking for my eyeglass cleaner. Excuse me, folks. What the hell happened to my rag? She did not look that way today. So I'm going to segue into what I think is happening here. NFIB Small Business Index, that came out on Tuesday, and we missed. Now, this is the sentiment index for small businesses. It missed. You have obviously inflation well above the expectation of anyone. And let's face it, I was listening to Peter Schiff this morning on the treadmill, and he came out with this great analogy. He's like, listening to the federal government about CPI is like listening to the mafia about crime statistics. Obviously, they're going to say, the mafia's going to say there's no crime. Everything's good if they're reporting out. You expect the government to be any different, really? So, CPI came out hotter than expected. For a couple of months, it came in a little bit. Now it popped up higher. Core CPI, that dipped. That dipped. Not that I believe these numbers. I'm just telling you what I see here. FOMC minutes. They say they're going to go in November. They're going to announce in November, go in December. Who knows? If you want to know when gold is going to rip your face off, absolutely rip your face off, it's when they start tapering and the market begins to buckle, and gold traders sense they're going to go back to QE, even more QE than last time. But gold is having a great week. We're going to go over those charts for those naysayers out there. Initial jobless claims came down dramatically today. Good to see. Good to see. Producer price index, less hot than expected. You believe that? I don't think so. But that's the government numbers. And even gold took off on it. Why? It's because it gave the reason for the dollar not to rally. It gave a reason for the bond market not to rally. Tomorrow, retail sales. Now, here's where things are going to get real dicey for gold traders. And that is the import price index. If you want to know the real cost of goods, meaning get rid of the government numbers, take a look at your import prices and your export prices. Obviously, export prices, cost of goods for us to sell overseas. Import prices, what do we got to pay to bring stuff in? Also tomorrow, retail sales. And we're going to get consumer sentiment coming out, Empire State Manufacturing Index. I don't believe I've ever seen that on a Friday. Maybe I'm wrong. But well, let me get rid of this. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah. Oh, Michael. Yeah. Good point, man. Hold on. Smash that like button, folks, please. Please, I beg of you. If you want toys for Christmas to come through the port of LA, smash that like button. S&P tonight and tomorrow, Bob? S&P tonight and tomorrow. What do you mean, Talon? Elaborate a little bit on that, if you would, and I'll answer your question for you. Okay, let's take a look what the Fed's been up to this past week. The trend is certainly not broken. Let's drill down here. Yep. 84.8. No new all-time high, but we're right there, man. We're right there. We're $9 million away from a new all-time high. We probably already spent it already. Bullard. So Bullard comes out today, Fed Chair Bullard, 50% probability it's transitory, meaning inflation. 50% is persistent. How much do these guys make? They were wrong the first time around that it was transitory. Now it's 50-50. I mean, you want to talk about the law of diminishing returns. Every time these guys speak, the value of their verbs become less and less valuable. So, folks, it's here. It ain't going nowhere anytime quick. Let's go to the weekly charts. We booked profits on Coinbase, and it popped up. Damn it. We're not that far away. All right, let's begin with the 10-year yield. So a very strange thing happened this week. You have inflation ripping through the ceiling, yet the 10-year yield goes down. What's that all about? What's that all about? Money flowed into bonds. Very, very strange for that to have happened. So the question you got to ask yourself is why? Why? And we're gonna hypothesize in a moment about it as to why. But this is a major move here. We did not put in a new weekly high. We didn't even hit resistance. So one trading day left to go. Let's see what tomorrow brings. If retail sales comes out very, very hot, you may see a rally here, a fear of an overheating economy. If it comes out weak, it's a validation of what I suspect may be the problem here. I'm teasing that. The TLT, the iShares weekly chart, no great shock, up on the week, but man, what a reversal. One trading day left to go. If it closes above 145.06, that's a major, major move. Volume is going to be good. Daily chart. Strong week, man. Strong. We kind of knew that we were going to get a rally here. I was looking for 140.66, which is the reason why I didn't get involved with it. I thought we would get one more leg down. It didn't happen. They just took it up. So very strong price action. Volume today dropped off considerably. Moving on to the tip market. Big recovery this week. We're up over 0.75 percentage point. For those not familiar, tips, Treasury inflation protected securities. These are mainly purchased by institutions if they fear inflation. So it's a really great way to get a snapshot of as to whether or not there's inflation out there. And all the while, I mean, I've been watching this chart for years. And throughout this entire breakout, the Fed, we have a target of 2% of inflation. Then it became an average of 2% on inflation. Then we got the inflation and they admitted to it. Then it was transitory. Then it went from transitory to now it's probably not going to be transitory. 50-50 transitory, 50-50 going to stay with us for a while. This is the greatest hijacking of all time. The greatest hijacking of all time of the middle class. The US dollar. The dollar's in big, big trouble. It's still flat on the week. It's not down on the week. Actually, this just updated. Whoa, sorry. Stockcharts.com. You got to get your act together. It is now down on the week. I pulled this up earlier. It did not update. That was embarrassing. We are now fully down on the week. Big topping action here. 3 consecutive weeks of topping action. So what appeared to be a nice W formation and a nice breakout is now under a lot of pressure. Daily chart. Daily time frame. I mean, a major breakdown here. We had broken out on the 12th. Then yesterday, we had an outside reversal bar, very close to an outside reversal bar, also known in this situation, since we failed to hold the breakout point, a breakout point failure. What generally happens, or a bull trap? What generally happens when you get a breakout point failure? You get a retrace to the lower band of support, which would have been this line in blue here, the lower band. Many times it breaks. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So the dollar's in a lot of trouble. The VIX. I know a lot of people out there are concerned about the VIX. There's a reason to be concerned. It's in a lot of trouble. So the VIX closed out the day back down into the teens. It hit a low of 1680, and that's a new low for the month. That's the low for the past nearly month and a half now. So some very serious pressure on the VIX. One thing I will caution, though, for those getting a little bit too excited about my bullishness, take a look at your slow Stokes here. They're weak this week, but they're beginning to flatten out and threatening to possibly hook up. So right now we're putting in a lower low. Let's see if we rally back. A lot of economic data coming out tomorrow, folks. But on a weekly time frame right now, if this was a Friday close, VIX is not looking good. Daily chart, horrible. Horrible. We're going lower. Stokes are very, very weak. RSI is very, very weak. Okay, to equities. So in the face of all this inflation, the markets are the cyclicals are doing quite well, and I can buy that, especially the transports right now. Transportation costs are ripping through the ceiling. Volume this week is probably going to come in probably slightly below the weekly average, so that's not a wonderful thing. We talked about Stokes last week. They were looking good, and sure enough, they followed through to the upside. Daily chart. Daily time frame transports looking the monster. I mean, really powerful move up higher. You know, you want to extrapolate out some other prior resistance levels. And we broke out above them as well. I mean, really powerful price action here on the transports. Volume a bit light. Stokes extended. Expect a pullback. But net, this is a very bullish chart. Look at this W formation. So it looks as though we're building the right side of a W formation. The Dow Jones weekly chart. No breakout yet, but it's looking pretty good. We're flattening out on Stokes above the 50 mark. Volume is going to probably roll in light. Daily chart. Look at this move today. A massive move, up 1.5% on volume, no less. The S&P 500 weekly chart. We have broken out so far this week. One trading day left to go. We don't know if there's going to be selling to negate this current breakout, but I'll tell you, this snapshot in time is looking pretty darn good for the S&P 500 to the long side. Volume, though, very anemic. Daily chart. An astounding day today. We were up nearly 1.75%. On what? I have no clue. Volume was very light. Was this a short covering rally? I don't know yet. Stokes hooking up. Technically, this is a good looking chart. RSI hooking up. Small caps. I've been warning about the RSI here for a few weeks. I have a short position here. I'm going to have to stop out. But we did very, very well with our longs this week. We did amazing this week. The one area where we had a little bit of trouble was with the short side effective today. Otherwise, it wasn't behaving that badly. But sorry, folks, my throat's going. The RSI here. Look at this higher low. W formation, another W formation, a higher low. Stokes drifting up higher. At current, we're breaking out. We appear poised to close like this on Friday afternoon. I got to get out. And quite possibly next week on a retest of the breakout point, I may be long on the small caps. It's not emotional. Let's take some comments. Bob, hardly any volume in the market this week. Very true. What gives? Don't understand the price action on low volume. A lot of it, I think, is a short covering rally. And I think that some of it is, hey, Abel, is why I forgot where I was. Sorry, Michael. I lost my train of thought. Back to Michael. Gas prices, electricity, shipping, all inflated, no doubt. Any thoughts about the lithium mining and Bitcoin mining in Argentina anyway? Not much. I really don't have all that much. I really have to look into it. The lithium mining, I think we're breaking ground here in the United States for some lithium. I am thinking a dip, then bullish later. Sorry, I am new to trading. I just play futures. You're new to trading and you're playing futures? You're a braver man than I, that's for sure. All right, let's take a look at the Qs. Weekly chart. Stokes are very, very weak. Down below 50, rallies tend to fade. Um, we have a strong week here. No great shock after a bullish reversal bar last week, but I'm very skeptical about these Stokes. So I'll be questioning whether or not the Qs are able to hold all of these gains on the week daily chart. Big gap up higher today. How was volume? Volume was pretty good. Higher lows on Stokes, higher lows on RSI, looking pretty good. The banks not looking so good. So I was looking at JP Morgan's earnings yesterday, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. The only thing that was good about their earnings report was their NIM, net interest margins. Now, that's the spread they make on loans. So the only reason why they got that spread for last quarter was that yields rose. But what did they do today? Let's go back. Or this week, I should say. They pulled back. So as long as you see these yields pull back, you have to avoid the banks. Is it any wonder that the banks are the only sector that are down on the week? Now, I will say this, though. We retested support. It held. We rallied. Daily chart. Good day today. We broke out bullish key reversal bar. No volume, but good day. Excuse me. I want to go back to the IWM. I didn't go over the daily chart when I wanted to. I want you to take note of this volume. This volume is horrible. Today was the lightest volume bar to the upside anyway since July the 12th. So that's why I like to say one trading day left to go. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Now, if we pull back tomorrow and we close above the 222.5 mark on the IWM, I'm probably going to have to stop out of my short. XLK weekly chart. Looking good here. Nice orderly pullback. We broke out on the week. Volume's going to be probably maybe about average, maybe slightly lower. Daily chart. Nice gap up higher here. The question is, did it come on volume? It did not. So whenever I see these big gaps up on very, very light volume, think about it. This ETF rallied 2.25% on non-institutional buying. I don't know. How do you fit that round peg in that square hole? Got a problem with that. Now, if volume begins to pick up, different story. Semis, weekly chart. We have, we're currently, it's hard to see on your end, we're currently slightly above resistance. Volume on the week, very light. Daily chart. Big gap up higher. This is like a short squeeze. Except this here we have volume. LABU, biotechs, leveraged ETF. Good week so far. Is there a trade to be had here? Not really. I do like RSI. Take note of RSI. Excuse me, not RSI. Yeah, RSI. Sorry, folks. I took a little bit of cold medicine before, and I'm a bit wonky. We're looking for a breakout here on the RSI. Probably not this week, maybe this week, but probably next week. Volume's going to be light. This is no bueno. Let's go to a daily chart. I want to see if there's a trade here, an options trade. All my members out there just went, "Ooh, good cash money." LEBU, this is looking okay. I like the RSI cupping up, still down below 50 though. Price, we recaptured support. I know my picture-in-picture is in front of you and in front of this chart. I contacted the vendor for this software. I can't move the picture-on-picture. It drives me crazy. So I apologize. If you're wondering why it's there, I had no choice. Volume, very light. So jury's out here, biotechs. XLY, I'm trying to make sure it's not blocked. XLY, weekly chart. I'll tell you, retail sales looking the bomb. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that I always call non-farm payrolls the pimp mac daddy of all economic data. A not too far distant second is retail sales. So that's coming out tomorrow along with the Empire State Manufacturing Index. And we need to keep a close eye on it. So XLY looking good here. Looks like it wants to go up higher. Energy up yet again. Our energy trade is ripping. And we're getting paid a 6.5% yield on it, no less. So our inflation portfolio is doing very good. Our trading portfolio, not as good because we have the shorts in that portfolio. But what's helping really goose returns right now are our options trades. And I'm going to go over one in a little while. And when I say options trades, we're not buying them. We're selling them. And we're just generating cash flow. Natural gas, Boyle, the ETF. Nice rebound on the week. RSI still overbought, 82. But we're firming up here. Worthy enough to take our crayon out and memorialize I'm going to keep it there. Yeah, I feel good about where that is. We didn't exactly touch the support level, but good enough for government work. Daily chart. I don't like it. I don't like it. Excuse me. I'll explain why. I'm so sorry. I'll explain why. I took cold medicine and it's wiping me out. Here. And I hate filled candlesticks at the top of a trading range. This is a problem for natural gas. So the only reason why it's a problem is because the market's sending you a signal. It's saying you're seeing profit takers yet again up here. Be careful. but a strong rebound. I don't want to diminish it, but I don't like the Stokes trading down below 50. I don't like the lower highs on Stokes and on RSI. So volume was good. I'm not liking this at all either. Lower highs, hate that. So we may just be in a consolidation range on natural gas. Oil, weekly chart, looking the bomb. Bullish key reversal bar on the week. It's going up higher. Volume, light so far. Daily chart, going higher. Bullish key reversal bar on the day. Stoke RSI hooking up. Very light volume. Don't like that. And beware this. If this volume continues, you got to keep a real close eye on momentum. Emerging markets, a very good week this week, up nearly 3%. Now, RSI has broken out. Stokes hooking up. So that's momentum building. Okay, price action. We're back up above the 200 period moving average for the first time since the 23rd, the week of the 23rd of August. Volume is horrible. Absolutely horrible. MACD very long in the tooth. Daily chart. I don't like this chart. There's no volume. Jury's out. It's healing. Gold. Okay, so we own gold mining stocks, which I'm going to go over in a minute. NUGT, which is a leveraged ETF. GDXJ, we own a gold stock, not the one that's not a mining stock. It's more of think of a Coinbase for gold. It's owned by Peter Schiff as well, co-owner. So gold this week has really put in a great showing, up 2.33%. I'm still not liking these Stokes. They're still trading down below the 50 mark, but they're beginning to hook up. We have about another half month to go. Daily chart. Oh, before we leave this chart, the reason why I'm still so bullish on gold is this major cup handle formation on a monthly time frame. Look at this flag formation on a quarterly time frame. Folks, when this breaks out, it's going to rip. It's going to rip really, really fast. So get on board if you're not on board. Daily chart gold. A great move up higher here over the past couple of days. I was talking to members. I said, this is a compression zone, much as what we see on the VIX a lot, when it just stays in this tight trading range for a few days like a coiled spring, and then it just rips up higher. That's what happened with gold. A lot of tension here. I'm telling you right now, I've been of the mind that it's the Basel III agreement, the unwinding of paper positions. Look up Basel III. Maybe I'll go over it one night if you're interested. Leave a comment below if you're going to be interested in that. I don't want to bore people to tears. But in short, a lot of the big banks can no longer count paper gold as the same type of collateral as physical gold. So why are you bothering with it? And you're running all sorts of risk of having short squeezes and whatnot. It's just not as attractive as it used to be. So back here during the flash crash, I said it. This is a bear raid. This is a bear raid guaranteed. Nobody dumps $1 billion worth of notional gold on a Sunday night right before China opens up. Nobody, unless they're looking to blow out the entire market and then buy it back up on the cheap. And that's exactly what happened. Not what, 2 weeks later, we were at newer, higher highs than that Sunday. This will go down in history. This will go down in history as a major, major bear raid. We saw another one here to a lesser extent. You saw one, hell, you saw one on Wednesday. Come on, man. Look at this. This is Wednesday. CPI comes out. It was hot, very, very hot. What did they do? They hammered gold. This was a total bear raid on gold. The problem is that the street wasn't buying it anymore. They woke up. And you could read into that now, rather than beating down gold and keeping it down and shorting gold, now you got to assume that the big money center banks have net short positions and it's in their best interest to keep gold going up higher. So remember this. These bear raids are getting smaller and smaller, shorter and shorter. Look at by the end of the day, a rip your face off rally. It's a game changer. This week is a game changer. Gold mining stocks. Weekly chart, a monster week. The GDXJ is in our inflation portfolio. No breakout yet. We're just shy of resistance. Higher lows. RSI. We broke out as well. Stokes, beautiful. Broke out. Volume was light today. We got to say that. Nugget. This is in our trading portfolio. So Nugget broke out in a very, very big way this week. A huge move. I'm expecting. Now, I sold covered calls last Wednesday, and I figured, you know what? Actually, it wasn't last Wednesday. We booked profits on that trade. We reopened the trade this week. We booked profits on one series of trade, reopened the 5150 strikes. I figured I was going to go deep out of the money. The probability of having them taken away was like 5%. I had to roll out of that trade today. So I only rolled out to the 5250 strikes. Why? Why didn't I roll way deep out? The reason is I think we're pulling back next week. I think we're going to pull back. We're going to retest around $49 a share. It's probably going to be a ruthless and ugly shakeout. I will be looking to sell naked puts into that sell-off. I'm going to look to book my profits on that covered call trade on any rally back, on NUGT. I will be looking to resell, but deep out of the money, out in time, minimum 30, 45 days, maximum 60 days on the covered call side. We'll continue to generate cash flow. I just don't want to put too tight of a cap on our upside risk, because going back to this chart here on gold, wrong chart. Wrong chart. I have 3 charts here for monthly. Once we break out above 1810 and it holds, we're going a lot higher. We break through 1830, we're going up to 1900 like that. It's going to happen very, very fast. And once we get above 1950, we're breaking out to new all-time highs probably by the end of this year. So buckle up. It's going to be a hell of a ride. Don't cap your upside for a little bit of change every single week. There are other ways to generate cash flow, and we'll do that. Gold money, weekly chart. We're up, wow, nearly 20%, 19% on the week. Very, very nice move here on volume. Nothing not to like. Struggling with a breakout. Great volume. Looking good. Our silver mining stocks, what are we up this week? Over 8.5% on the silver miners. RSI is broken out. If you think gold is cheap, silver has got it beat by a mile. Speaking of silver, major move this week, up over 8%. Let's check out the SLV. This is an ultra ETF. So to 2 times. The SLV is up 4%. Our energy stocks on the month so far are up on this one 10.5%. It's paying a 6.5% yield. Still get this a 5 1/3% yield. And I think that's good enough. Let's go to some. First, let's take. Oh, you guys are chatting away. Yeah, I'll be interested to hear. Oh, you want to hear about Basel III? Okay. It's very dense stuff, but there's a video. God damn it! I meant to share that video too. A guy was talking. He was very smart. He could be very, very wonkish, but he broke it up into bite-sized pieces. Long story short, you have multiple tiers now of collateral. So Bank A wants to go to Bank B to borrow money, overnight money, rather than going to the central bank. Well, what kind of collateral you got? If you have tier C or tier 3 collateral, which is paper gold, I'll lend you this amount. If you have tier 1 collateral, that's physical gold. Wow, then you're a really good risk. I'll loan you all you want. So it's like on a ratings agency who rates a bond. You have your AAA, AA, so on and so forth. So more to come on that. What is this? Does anyone have cats? Bob's playing on my flat screen. That's too funny. He cracking me up. What do we got? LOL. Thank you for being kind, Bob. If I was a good person about something, I'm not going to question it. What do we got here? I see Tennessee. Tennessee is always good. Moonshine in Tennessee. Bob, in Tennessee, we make moonshine for our ailments. I recommend scotch or bourbon for the north. For the north. Listen, right now I'm doing sober. I started way back in September, but I did do a cheat week a couple of weeks ago for my anniversary. So that's why I'm going. But I'll be doing a nice single malt, really nice single malt very, very soon. So I'm looking forward to it with a nice big fat cigar. So now you got me thinking. All right. Let's move on to your charts. We've got about 5 minutes to go. Folks are going to be using TrendSpider. Again, use the discount code 35CON. Go over to their website. Pop it in there. If I didn't already do it, I think I may have already done it. Use that link below. Take you over there. 35 CON. 35 CON. I always say it backwards. Trend Spider. Okay, let's get to it. Yeah, your body is kitching all the toxins out. Good for you. Yeah, it is. It is. I feel I got to be honest with you. I feel pretty good. It's scary. All right. Netflix. Let's bring that one up first. So Jake, I'm presuming it was Jake over at Trend Spider, sent out that chart, the daily chart. But as I always like to do, wow, 4-hour chart looking the monster right now. We'll come back to this. I got a little bit of an issue here. This is why we use the weekly, the monthly charts and the weekly charts. What's wrong with this picture? All right, so what's wrong with this picture is that we are trading above the rising upper band of resistance. Is there another way to reconcile this? Let's backtrack it. No. I don't like the fact that we're trading above the monthly upper band of resistance. That's your uptrend channel. Weekly chart. Weekly chart looking good. We broke out above the upper band of resistance last week. This week, a retest. Got to say, it looks pretty good. Dare I say. Daily chart. Daily chart, a little bit of a issue going on here. I know I had the Trend Spider version up, but I'm not necessarily in total agreement here. Here is their version, cup, handle. Why am I not seeing the same thing here? This is the 14th. Something's wrong here. They're showing a new daily high today. What am I missing? I'm not seeing that. Unless I'm completely losing. Maybe they couldn't have sent it out earlier. There was no daily high. I'm not liking this yet. And I don't understand this chart. He sent this out at 3:02. If somebody has an idea of what I'm looking at here, I don't have a clue what they sent out. 4-hour chart. Our chart looks really good. I mentioned that earlier, where we broke out here, retest here. We were in a flag setup, whatever you want to call it cupcakes, and we broke out. So the 4-hour chart looks good. I'm just not understanding where this daily chart came from. Netflix. Okay. That's very, very odd. Very odd. Okay, moving on. I don't want to dwell on. I'm going to obsess about this because that's what I do. Joe for Franklin. Let's go to a weekly chart here. Ooh, looking good. Looking good. New weekly high. We broke out here, retest here, continuation breakout. Joe, which is not a leverage ETF. It's a coffee ETN. ETN. Not that it really matters. Daily chart. Rising uptrend channel. This could be bought. I would stay small. You're not that far away from resistance. In fact, two resistance levels. In fact, I would create an alert up here. Oh, I already have it set. It's already set. I have an alert set here to let me know when we hit this upper band of resistance. So if we're long, stop out. Book profits. So Joe looking very good. I'm going to go to stockcharts.com for a moment. You know what? Let's do it now. We're thinking about it. This is my OCD. See, this is right here. A new daily high. This is right. This is wrong. I got to let them know. There's a glitch here. Unless, do we need to refresh? Let me go to the session view. That's where he's pulling it from. He was using session view. Now I understand. Okay, now I see where he's going. Jake, if you're out there, now I understand you. Okay, good. We figured that out. All right. FedEx. Broke out. You bought the breakout. You have a $300 price target on it. As an investment, yeah, I could see that. But you have a lot of resistance to get through on FedEx. Let's go to a weekly chart. I'm not sure how many premiums you're going to get paid on the options. They're probably pretty good. If you wanted to go out, you're going to wait for 300. You might as well get paid some premium while you wait. Sell 30-day call contracts. Your take on the 4-hour chart of FedEx? 303. Okay, so I think that a great strategy for you would be 30-day rolling contracts on covered calls, generate a little bit of cash flow the next 3 years. That's beer money. In Tennessee, that's moonshine money. In New York, that is tequila / tequila in the summer and / single malt in the winter. We have our protocols here. We stick to them. But it's sober October, and we will respect it. FedEx monthly chart. Down about 7 pounds. 7 pounds. But I'm very low carb, not no carb. Weekly chart, nice breakout here. 1 trading day left to go. FedEx is looking good. I think he found the bottom here. Transports are taking off, pardon the pun. 4-hour chart. Good. Just keep in mind, if you're thinking about covered calls, bring up your technicals, use your probability calculators, but also use your resistance levels. So we have a higher low on a 4-hour time frame as noted by the automated trend lines. Click of a button, money saver, time saver. This is going to be stiff resistance at around 223. around there. FedEx looking good. DPZ. All right. DPZ reported earnings. So we used a scan to identify very, very options. And so we opened up as a matter of fact, I had a big position here. We opened up tranches of a strangle. That's the sale of a deep out of the money call option and the simultaneous sale of a deep out of the money put option of assignment, roughly about 30%, but in actuality, it was about maybe 15%, maybe a little bit less. And we generated about 90% profit on that trade because their earnings, the implied volatility, this is why you should never buy options in advance of earnings because they become very, very expensive. And even if you say you buy a near the money call option and it's expiring this week or next week and the stock goes up, you may still see the value of your option go down because the implied volatility was just too expensive. You bought an expensive option. So that's why I don't like to buy the options. I like to sell money there. And we have earnings season coming up. We're going to be doing a lot of that. So if you're not currently a member, join up. But to make those trades, you need to have a minimum account value of $25,000 with your brokerage firm. TTT. This is the short ETF of the 20-year bond. No breakout. And bonds are looking good right now. I like the Stokes. I really like the Stokes. They're putting in a higher low. This is a very tight formation. Let's take a look at a weekly chart. Weekly chart's no bueno. Outside reversal bar, assuming that we close at these levels. Very bearish price action. Now, if we fail to close above 84.97, call it 85, that's a big problem for this ETF because what you have here is a W formation. The pivot point or the center of that W is 84.97. Right now, we're back down below it. I would not buy this, not until we recover this lost real estate. Now, we did break out last week. This week, a retrace. You would assume we're going to get a retest. Maybe it will be. One trading day left to go. If it does not recapture 84.97, I would avoid like the plague. Let's go, Brandon. You bet. Love that. All right, last chart up. I'm over and I'm fading very, very rapidly. TLS. Telos. Yes, I have gone over this before. We got the breakout we were looking for. Pullback retrace. Weekly chart, a nice reversal. If you see it close above, where do we close today? You see it close above 27.75. This is a buy. It looks good. Daily chart. Very nice. Breakout today. Telos looking good. Hooking up. Game on. TLS. Folks, thank you very much for being here. It's my privilege to spend time with you. And I certainly consider it an honor to be here. And If you're not currently a member, please consider subscribing to the Contrarian Trader. If you're just interested in TrendSpider, take advantage of the discount code 35COM. And everybody have a profitable trading day tomorrow. And have a great weekend. Share, like with a friend. Be well.